Happy birthday to David Bowie. Yeah. He's unfortunately dead. And then two of the rock legends, Jimmy Page turns 80. He is still alive. Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin. And then on Friday, that's not enough. If that is not enough, and then Friday is the birthday of Sir Rod Stewart, turns 80 also. Yeah. So unfortunately, David Bowie didn't make it to his 80th. Yeah. But I mean, he did party his ass off. So let's be clear. He did. Yeah. Smoked a lot of cigarettes. Probably drank a lot. And then he probably, and we know he did a shitload of cocaine. So in his days, but he had a great time, I'm sure. Even though he doesn't remember probably like 10 years of his life, maybe. He remembers the sober parts, though, I guess. He might be missing a few years of his life, like in terms of his memory, because he was so loaded up. Oh, well, he kicked it, you know. Good for him. Yeah. Ooh. Welcome to the Bow Age. I like to practice the chords before I do the song. So I'll be like, you know, on point. You want to be on point. So if you're not on point, then you're off point. And that's a problem. If you're off point, you don't want to be there. You want to be on point. So this is tabsultimateguitar.com. Space Oddity Chords by David Bowie. Difficulty intermediate, key C, no capo. I still need to get a capo so I can play all different kinds of songs. Yeah. That's they have a Love album. It's called De Capo. For some reason, I love that they have an album called De Capo. Mispronounced De Capo. So one of David Bowie's biggest hit songs turns out to be almost, I'd say, one of the easiest to play, which is if you're a David Bowie fan and a beginner's guitarist, or, you know, a budding guitarist, you might say, oh, wow, that's awesome. Yeah, so it's a happy coincidence that if you love music and David Bowie's music, David Jones, he changed his name from David Jones because there was one of the monkeys was Davy Jones. Of the fictional group, the Monkees, which was like modeled after the Beatles, the Fab Four. But it was like a Fab Four of English and American guys. So, and at first, I don't even think they knew how to play instruments, the Monkees. They just tried to look for good-looking guys, good-looking young guys that could play like fake comedic Beatles, you know. Because a band would probably have sitcom possibilities, like funny possibilities, right? Like guys fighting over girls, or like I'm going out with Rachel. No, I'm in love with Jenny. Stuff like that. Did we pay the rent this week? funny shit, right? Like a sitcom shenanigans. A bunch of guys living together, right? That are in a musical group. I mean, that's maybe the Beatles living together wasn't all that fun. Maybe it wasn't shenanigans, but maybe, you know, the Beatles just didn't have time for sitcoms and barely had time for movies and cartoons and shit and TV movie specials. Ground control, the Major Tom. Ground control, the Major Tom. Take your protein pills. Put your helmet on. Ground control, the Major Tom. Commencing countdown, engines on. Check ignition and may God's love be with you. This is ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade, and the papers wanna know whose shirt you wear. Now it's time, leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control, stepping through the dome, and I'm floating in the most peculiar way, and the stars look very different today. For here am I sitting in a tin can, far above the world. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do. Yeah, so David Bowie. Yeah. So that song is surprisingly easier. It's easy to play because it's written easy to play. So um, the real thing has a lot of instrumentation and has a lot of complex jazz instruments going on. And so the original is not just, a guy with an acoustic guitar singing. Uh, that's what the video looks like, but there's a lot more complex instrumentation. It's just cute to have somebody just with an acoustic guitar singing. It just looks kind of cool. So it can have that tendency to look cool for a video. So, or at least it did back then, in the 1960s, 1970s. Maybe not so much anymore, I don't know. But it looked cool back then. Well, happy David Bowie, David Jones Day. God bless and best of success. Yeah, that is one of my favorite songs, even though that's like Space Oddity. Yeah, that is like, it's a play on, the 2001 A Space Odyssey. And even 2001 A Space Odyssey by Arthur C. Clarke. That's a play on, the Odyssey from Homer and the Iliad. So, yeah, the Odyssey and the Iliad. You may have read that in school. And so David Bowie did a play on words. At first, the album was called Man of Words, Man of Music, and it was changed to Space Oddity, I suppose, after the release of Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey, and of course, the subsequent, then July 20th, 1969 moon landing of Eugene Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, and is his name Michael Collins, you want to say? Or are you just making shit up? It could be the third astronaut. I think his name is Michael Collins, but I don't feel like looking it up right now. So, I like to celebrate. I didn't do the school shooter song, Valentine's Day by David Bowie this year. Usually I'd play that one because it's like, it's, dark and it's tragic and it's a nice song from The Next Day by David Bowie. I didn't play it because I didn't, want to promote that song. Not this year. So maybe another year. I feel like an optimistic feeling inside my heart and soul. And even if the legions of demons of darkness are being unleashed upon the world, I still feel like there needs to be like a resistance to that. So, and the resistance of positivity has to be strong to counter it, to counter evil. So that's why I'm not playing that song this year. So to celebrate David Bowie's birthday. But anyways, tomorrow's Jimmy Page's birthday. Maybe I'll learn to play something from Led Zeppelin tomorrow. Try to strum along to something popular. And then on Friday is Sir Rod Stewart's 80th birthday. Tomorrow is Jimmy Page's of Led Zeppelin's 80th birthday as well. As I said before, it is sad that David Bowie can't be with us, but he got cancer, so passed away back in, I think, was it the tail end of 2015 or early 16? Yeah, he made a pretty epic chronicle of his death. It was called Black Star, and so it was a very interesting album because a lot of artists didn't chronicle their own death and made an album of it. So he made an album of his own death, which is rare for artists to be able to make an album of such high quality about their impending travels, their next odyssey to the, I suppose, the next world. So beyond this one, I suppose, if you believe in that sort of thing. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, Black Star's final album's really awesome. And but yeah, amazing artist. I like him more than Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page and Robert Plant, but I'm a big Robert Plant fan though. And so I love John Bonham. I love Led Zeppelin. It's just maybe I like David Bowie more. So just throwing that out there. And I really like Sir Rod Stewart a lot, but I think I like David Bowie more too. I think, yeah, I like David Bowie more than Sir Rod Stewart and the Led Zeppelin, but I love them all really. But yeah, anyways, so thanks for watching. God bless. Have a wonderful winter Wednesday.